Hey guys, Magnus here, bringing you another video. In this one we're going to be doing, of course, some more top 10 lists, top 10s. So in this one we're going to be doing my top 10 Halloween buildings. So I've done top 10 worst and top 10 best Halloween characters. So now I'm going to do the same with buildings, and then we'll finish it off with costumes. So I'll do my top 10 worst buildings tomorrow. I want to get these videos done, so it's a tapped out week today, this week I guess. My channel's gonna slowly just turn into only tapped out. You watch, but I don't really want it to. But anyway, number 10. So we'll get into it. So number 10 is the Re-Education Center. So the Re-Education Center is, of course, where obviously like Ned's taking over, and you know, everyone's getting controlled by by Ned. It's a really big building, and I know it does look really big, and it is pretty bulky, but I think it deserved to be this size, and it needed to be this size. Now, of course, in the episode, it is big as well, and if you compare it to what it looks like in the episode, you can kind of see and understand why it's so big. Now, first of all, I love it. It's obviously it earns every 4 hours. Not every 4 hours. It earns every 24 hours. And of course it was free. It was free. It was a prize anyway. And I just think it's brilliant. I just think it's a really, really cool little building. However, it's just not as good as the ones that are above it. Anyway, moving on. Number 9. So number 9, I've put the Gingerbread House. So the Gingerbread House, it's a pretty unique building. I think it's unique. Well, it's a unique housing building anyway. Of course, it is it's a house, and I like to put it in my neighborhood, and it's a really cool one that I put in my neighborhood. And I think it fits in well in that sort of neighborhood. You know, if you are building a neighborhood. Now, it's 140 donuts, which was a bit steep, but it did come with Susanna the Witch, and she is a playable character. So I'll give it the benefit of the doubt for that. Let's just say, knock off 60 donuts for the character. Actually, say knock off 60 donuts for the character, and it's not too bad, I guess. It does earn every 24 hours. It's pretty cool. It's got a nice little I actually don't know what the sound is, but yeah, it's a pretty cool looking building, and I really like it, and yeah, it wasn't too bad in terms of price. So moving on. So the number 8 is the DriveIn Theater. Now, I wasn't so happy with the character that came with the DriveIn Theater, and it was 150 donuts. It is 10 more donuts than the Gingerbread House. However, it comes with one of my favourite things, one of my favourite types of buildings, and of course it's one of these ones where you can basically play a movie for a certain amount of time for what you choose, and you know, it earns that money. Now, the reason I like these buildings quite a lot is because first of all, it's giving us a character, the Space Mutant, which is not one I don't really like that much, but you know, he still earns money. He still obviously does tasks. However, it gives you a building where it gives you the freedom to sort of say, you know, oh, I want money from that building in an hour's time, or I want money from that building in 24 hours time. It gives you that sort of, obviously everything in between. So it gives you the that sort of freedom, if you know what I mean. And of course, if you go for longer, the more cash you're gonna get. So yeah. That's why I like it, and yeah, it was premium. It's a bit of a steep price. I like it. Now, the only reason I'm kind of putting it lower is because I feel like it could have been bigger. It could have been much bigger. It was a bit small in my opinion. There's like in terms of the car park. I mean, I would have wanted maybe a few more cars and like a bigger car park, or possibly even well, yeah, that would have been fine. But yeah, that's the reason I'm putting it this sort of low. Number 7 is the Springfield Cemetery and the Springfield Pet Cemetery. So these are both two really, really cool buildings. I'm gonna sort of just group them because they're basically the same building. Of course, I mean, in most people's designs, I've seen them just plot them together, so I can't really, you know, I'm not gonna say like, you know, they basically are the same. Now, the cemetery itself is really, really cool. Obviously, it earns cash, and they both earn cash, and you know, I just think it's really cool. It's obviously it's a building in The Simpsons that appears many times. Well, a building. It's a place in The Simpsons that appears many times. Obviously, the cemetery and the pet cemetery. And I like how they just sort of enclosed it off. It's not just like a bunch of graves. It's like an enclosed, fenced-off thing, and it reminds me a lot of the Hit and Run, the cemetery in Hit and Run, which is just like that. Obviously, it's bigger though. I mean, I guess the size, it could have been a bit bigger. And it was originally free in Halloween 2012, which was always good, and so was the Pet Cemetery. obviously the Pet Cemetery you just placed for free. So overall, I think it is a pretty cool. They are both pretty cool buildings, and yeah, that's why they're there. So number 6. So number 6 is the first church of Lard Lad. Now this actually was a community building, so this is a community prize, and obviously this page they say it's the community prize. Now I always I like the idea of community prizes. They are pretty cool, but the community somehow always gets them. And I remember that, I forget which event it was, but there was one year, I'm pretty sure it was Halloween. I don't know if it was Halloween last year or the year before, but it was a really dodgy one. I don't know which event it was, but there was community prizes. And like in terms of if you did the mathematics, it was clear we weren't gonna get the last prize, and then one day it just sort of jumped. So I have my suspicion with community prizes. I feel like they're just freebies, really. They're just They're just trying to encourage people to get on the game. Yeah, I mean, it was obviously a community prize, which was pretty cool. It was like 5 million, 5 billion, whatever it was, whatever the currency was again. And of course, it's just a Lard Lad, but instead it's a guy it's like a monk, isn't it? And the Lard Lad is a monk, and obviously this was like a church, a cult church, and it was like the sort of Lard Lad. And I'm glad they made it into a building instead of a costume. And overall, I just think it's really cool. It's a cool, unique building, and I just like to look at it. That's all I've really got. And I know actually they've got like 4 different Lard Lads now. They got the standard Lard Lad, they got the first church Lard Lad, they got the retro Lard Lad, and they've got the brand new Lard Lad. They've got 4 different types of Lard Lad. That's pretty cool. Yeah. So number 5 is the Bad Dream House. So yeah, the Bad Dream House. Now again, this is a really memorable Halloween. It comes from a really memorable part of the Treehouse of Horror. And I always say this one comes from a memorable one. This one, you know, it does. And it's just cool. It came in 2012, obviously, 150 candy, and then it returned, and the other ones for 85 donuts. I just think it's a cool little building. It's a cool house. It's spooky. It's ripped perfectly from the show. It's a reasonable size, and it was originally free, and that's all I got for it. I think that's enough to make it a really good building. And honestly, it's not the most beautiful looking one, but I still think it is pretty damn cool to look at. So number 4 is Count Burns Castle. So of course this is the it's basically this big castle on a rock. I think it's pretty reasonable size. It's not too big, not too small. And of course, this is where the vampire Mr. Burns comes with. Now, my only downside to this building is it should have come with the costume for Mr. Burns, obviously the vampire Burns. It should have come with that costume. That's my only downside to this castle. But I do think it is a really cool castle to look at. It is kind of spooky, and it's a really unique one. Obviously, it's on this sort of big rock, and it's not like the Quickie Mart one, you know, where they added, like on Cyber Monday, they had the Quickie Mart, and it was on this huge rock, and it was kind of it was really hard to put in with your town. This one's like really easy. Just put a few trees around it, and it fits in perfectly. So yeah, that's why I'm putting that one there. Number 3 is the Elementary School. So honestly, I love Elementary School. I sort of predicted this one would come in. I hate to. I feel like I'm gloating, but I'm not actually gloating. It was 90 donuts. So it's a really reasonable-ish price. But I think for what it is, it's just fine. It's so cool, and of course it rewards you 200 event currency every 20 hours. So it's pretty good for that as well. It's an earner, and it's not one of these rip-off ones where, you know, like the Battle Dome, for example. Like the Battle Dome was 150 donuts, and it gives you the same amount of stuff in the same hours. It gives you 200 event currency in 20 hours. And so this was 90 donuts. It wasn't, the Battle Dome was cool, but it wasn't that cool. The Elementary School, I think, is so cool. It's a building on fire, and it's also really easy. It's surprisingly easy to fit in, and I really like it. I just put some trees around it. I made it looking spooky, the dead trees, and it just fits in. It just looks like a horrible place to go, and a place you just wouldn't want to visit. And yeah, I think it's pretty cool, and I think yeah, it's cool. I'm just using that word a lot. I'm sorry about that. My vocabulary isn't very advanced in this video. Number 2 is the Super Collider. So the Super Collider was it was actually the first building. Now what happened was, when I originally started playing, and then randomly my account just got hacked one day, and I had all these buildings put in from the last Halloween after I completed Christmas. Basically, obviously, some you know, it's just my town was randomly hacked, and they just placed these Halloween buildings. But the one they missed, those damn hackers, was the super glider. So I actually didn't have the super glider for a bit of time, and it actually was another year, I think it was. Anyway, yeah, it was about another year. And I waited for the Halloween, thinking it was going to be in the next Halloween, thinking yeah, they're going to release it, and they never re-released it. They was like, what? They never re-released the super glider. And that kind of disappointed me. And then I got my friend to hack it again. We placed it. My friend evilly hacked it, and it was placed in my town. Yeah, I mean, it's not. It was really. I really like the building. I'm gonna be honest. There's something about it. I can't really put my finger on it. It's just a cool building. It was a free building as well. Linked to the black holes. Obviously, is a super collider. And I don't know. There's just something I love about it. I can't really put my finger on it. I still can't tell you to this day. I just love that building, and I just don't know why. So yeah, sue me. But anyway, we're coming on to number 1 now. So can we have that drum roll? It's the House of Evil. Now, it's pretty cool because I've put this as a number 1, but it's just a tiny little building. It's just one of those tiny buildings that you can fit in your sort of market strip or your strip of shops. It's just a tiny little building, and I honestly was going through all the buildings, and I was thinking, you know what? What's so bad about making that my favourite building? I love that building, and I still do love it. And of course, it was originally free. The House of Evil. I'm just going to find it on my list. It was originally free in 2012. I wasn't there for that, but when 2013 came around, my town was hacked, by some down hacker, and it was placed in there. So I had the House of Evil, and of course you eventually unlock the Krusty doll for it, which is pretty cool. The talking Krusty doll. So you unlock a non-playable character from there. It's a pretty neat little building. I think it looks damn cool as well. It's the right size as well compared to other buildings, like like the school. Well, maybe not compared to the school, but compared to some buildings, it is the right size. So in 2013, it was 45 donuts. In 2014, it was 90 donuts, but we don't like that event anyway, do we? But it came with the Krusty doll, so it wasn't too bad. The 2015 it was free, and I don't think it didn't come back this year, which is a shame. But yeah, it's come back every year, and I think it's just, there's something about it. It's a cool building. It earns you cash. It gives you a little cool little non-playable character. I just can't say anything about it, and there's nothing really much more about it. It's just cool. It's just a cool damn building, and pretty cool. Treehouse of Horror. Obviously, it's where Homer meets that weird looking man who gives him the Krusty doll. Maybe they should have had that guy with the House of Evil. Probably should have, but whatever. And yeah, so that's it. So anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Please comment or subscribe. Tell me your thoughts on the video. I know I was a bit. It's kind of hard to make a script for this video. I just sort of wing these kind of videos most of the time, just because I give myself some bullet points and I just go for it, because it's kind of hard to make a script, because I for these kind of videos, because I feel like when I do a script, it's just unhuman. I like to talk to you like I'm talking to you in a conversation, with all the ums, ahs, and yes, and all the pauses, and the cools. But just because I'm cool. So yeah, I'll see you next video, guys. Yeah, goodbye.